few weeks ago, I visited Czechia and I went to three cities, Prague, Brno, and Ostrava. And out of these three cities, I only faced racism in Brno. And I got it all from elderly women, the ones that looked 60 and above. The elderly men and young people, they were minding their own business, so I had no issue with any of them. Some kids would stare at me though, but it seemed more like a curiosity stare. The elderly women, however, so I got on the tram, I was trying to get to my hotel, and I saw an empty seat opposite this other lady. And then she gave me this don't even try kind of look. So I ended up just standing near the door. It was one of those old trams that are quite narrow, so there wasn't that much space around. And this lady now was about to get off the tram, and I was trying to make way for her and didn't realize that my backpack was still not giving her that much space. Then this lady just started pushing me, and she said something in Czech. I don't know what she said because obviously I can't understand Czech, but a few people reacted, so I'm guessing it was something rude. It got to the point where this other lady was like, I'm sorry for her behavior. And another guy, he was trying to say, you're welcome to my city. He didn't really speak English, but I got the message. So I do appreciate those two for trying to make me feel better. I was still feeling so down, and I'm the type when I get to a new city, I can't wait to explore, and I don't even stay in the hotel as soon as I arrive. So I ended up going to my hotel, and it took me a while to actually go out again because I just felt so crappy basically. But I wasn't gonna let this lady ruin my trip, so I went out anyway. The next day I went to a cafe, and the moment I sat down, another elderly woman had this disapproval look on her face. I smiled at her anyway, and she looked disgusted. She didn't say much, but the expression said a lot. The staff in the cafe were really nice though. Again, they were young, like under 60. Another weird encounter was when I was inside the Cosnes church, and there was this lady staring at me up and down. You'd think I dressed inappropriately, but I wasn't. I just don't understand how anybody can have such a disgusted feeling towards somebody they don't know inside the church. So yeah, this is what I experienced in Brno in the course of 2 days. As much as this sucked, I'm still happy that the younger people were not like this. Well, at least the ones I came across. So I stayed in this apartment that was listed on booking.com. It's called Milady Apartment. I paid about 51 euros per night. I think the prices are quite good in Brno because this apartment was decent. It was clean, it was right in the city center, and I saw other listings as well that were even cheaper than this. The only bad thing though is that it got really loud at night. So I'm guessing it's some people that were drunk and they just kept shouting, so it was quite difficult to sleep, especially for somebody like me who can't sleep with any noise. Also, the check-in time is about 4 p.m. and they don't store your luggage, so you'd have to sort that out yourself. I thought this is very inconvenient because I had to store my luggage somewhere else. It's this other random herb shop, if you understand what I mean. The architecture in Brno is beautiful. It actually exceeded my expectations. I mean, I never even heard of this city before until I zoomed in on Google to see which other cities are near Prague. That was when I was planning my trip to Prague. So this was a very good discovery for me. And for those of you who don't know, Brno is actually the second biggest city after Prague in the Czech Republic. It has a population of approximately 380,000. Brno is about 2 to 3 hours on the train from Prague. And from Brno, you can also easily get a direct train to Bratislava, the capital city of Slovakia, in just 1 to 2 hours. So it's actually quicker to get to Bratislava than it is to Prague. Well, that's if the trains are running on time on the Slovakia side. For those of you who don't know, Slovakia and Czech Republic used to be the same country. They used to be a part of Czechoslovakia. They split in 1993. I met some really cool people when I was on my way here from Slovakia. I actually had to go through Slovakia, then get a train from Bratislava to Brno. So I met these really cool people. They said they can understand each other between Czech and Slovakia, especially the older people because they grew up watching the same TV shows. But the younger generations would have to maybe concentrate a bit more. When it comes to language for us tourists, most people in the service sector can speak English, so it was quite easy to get around. This is the Freedom Square. I'm sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce the Czech name, but I'll leave it in the subtitles for you. So this square is the central square of Brno. It's right in the historical city center, and apparently there's a lot of activities that happen here. And I came across this little dance party, which I thought was so cool. On this square, you can also find the astronomical clock. Czech Republic actually has a lot of astronomical clocks. In Prague, they have one as well. You can check out my Prague video if you want to see the one in Prague. This one has a very interesting shape though. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments down below. On the square or near it, you can find some really nice cafes. I went to this one called Ida or Ada. It has some of the best ice cream I've ever had. It's also very close to the Kosnes church. This was where the weird woman was staring at me up and down. I keep calling it Kosnes, but I believe Kosnes means ossuary. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The church is called St. James or St. Jacob, but in Czech it's called St. Jakuba. So yeah, this church is another one of those churches that has human bones in the basement. Trust me, I'm not chatting air. This church does have human bones. It looks like just any other beautiful church, so you wouldn't suspect anything like this. But it does have the human bones, and you can actually buy tickets to see them. Apparently, it has the second biggest ossuary in Europe after the catacombs in Paris. I didn't even know the French also had this kind of practices. Now I think maybe it's just a European thing. Anyway, I thought the ossuary in Sedlec is bigger because this one in Brno has about 50,000 human remains, whereas the ossuary in Sedlec has an estimated 40 to 70,000 human remains. And Google is saying Brno is still bigger because it has been consistently cited at having 50,000 human bones, whereas Sedlec is just an estimate. I didn't buy the tickets for this one in Brno because I'm still processing the one I saw in Sedlec. I already have the video up for the Sedlec ossuary. It's under my Czech playlist if you're interested. Now, I came across this Empanada restaurant called Monte Cristi. I don't know if it's a chain of restaurants or if it's just this one in Brno. Well, I hope it's not the only one because I really loved the food here. So I got a steak empanada and it was actually my first time trying an empanada and I really like them. They're so delicious. So I do recommend this empanada restaurant when you're in Brno. They also have other options like cheese, chicken and more, so your options are not limited. And of course, what's a European city without a cathedral? Well, this one right here is the Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul. Apparently, it appears on the 10 CZK coin. I didn't see this coin, so next time when I visit Czech, I'll try to find it. And this cathedral is right on a hill, so it completely dominates Brno's skyline. You will see it from a lot of angles in Brno. From the cathedral, you also get a good view of the city. So from where I was recording, they also have this little park area with a lot of benches. So it's a good resting spot. Especially if you're going to walk up to the cathedral because you might need a rest. After all, the cathedral is right on top of the hill. This is the vegetable market square. It has one of the oldest markets in Central Europe. Apparently, the market on this square dates back to the late 12th century. This square has a lot of interesting things as well, and actually when I was doing research for this video, I found out that it has a medieval underground network. And I really regret not knowing about it when I was there. I'm really interested to know what it looks like or what it's like to see it. Now, about the market, it's open mainly during daytime, so you can find fresh fruits, vegetables, cheeses, flowers, and more. Evening time, most of the stalls are gone. I'm sure it's different during Christmas time since they have Christmas markets as well. During the evening, it's a complete different vibe in this square. A lot of people are just chilling. It just seemed way more relaxed compared to the daytime. I did not expect to see an izakaya in this city. An izakaya is basically a Japanese drinking restaurant. And that's another thing that actually surprised me about this city. It's quite diverse when it comes to restaurants and food. Remember the Empanada place, Monte Cristi? It had South American food. And I could actually easily find supermarkets with Korean food, Japanese food, Vietnamese, Indian, African, and more. So extra points for Brno for this one. Because when I'm out in foreign countries, I want to try out the local foods, but sometimes I'm just not able to have it because it might contain things like cheese. And there's only certain types of cheese I can handle. So having other options is always a good idea, because I remember one time when I was in Chamonix, France, I really struggled to eat because most of the restaurants were serving similar food, which I did not like. So I ended up just mainly eating bread. Brno is a small city, and a lot of attractions I think can be seen in one day because they're so close to each other. However, because of the interesting food culture they have, I would give it more days. I missed out on a lot of cafes and restaurants because I didn't have enough time to go to most of them. So yeah, maybe 2 to 3 days if I was to recommend. Yeah, you will meet some annoying elderly women if you look like me, but the younger people were also cool. So I can't think of the negatives only because the city also had a lot of positives. I tried out this Japanese restaurant called Ramen Brno, and I ordered this vegan ramen. It had a really complex flavor to it. I'm not good with describing flavors, but I really like this. The price was good. The ramen and the drink came up to 290 CZK, which is about 11 euros. And they also give you this apron to protect your clothes when you're eating. I also tried out Bagueterie Boulevard. I believe it's a Czech restaurant chain. It's like the Czech Subway, I suppose. I ordered a steak sandwich, but I think I had a language barrier with the cashiers because I said no cheese, but they still had cheese on it. And with my cheese issues, I did not enjoy this sandwich. The local supermarkets also had a lot of options though. It was really interesting to see how the sandwiches were presented. But at this point, I was still feeling a bit sick from the cheese and steak sandwich I had. So I couldn't really enjoy any of this either. I went to this butterfly garden. It's in a location you wouldn't expect it to be. It's right inside the shopping center called, I won't even try to act like I know how to pronounce it, but I'll leave it in the subtitles. So this garden is just a few minutes walk from the vegetable market. But since it's inside the shopping center, it might be a bit tricky to see it. So since this garden is inside the shopping center, you won't be able to see any signs from the street. But if you do go inside the shopping center, you can easily spot it. It's not that big. I think you can cover the whole garden in about 20 to 30 minutes. And only because it has other small animals as well. So it's got these little, cute little birds. You can hear them sing throughout the whole garden. And some tortoise. And then you also have some fish. And of course, it's got a wide variety of butterflies. Brno has also this community garden, and a lot of people actually recommended this. And when I tell you when I got there, the average age was like 2 to 4 years old. It's like they were having a daycare trip or something. But it also makes sense that there were so many of them here because this garden gives the opportunity to learn about plants and animals. They even have farm animals like chickens and rabbits. So it's perfect for the little ones. Brno has other decent green spaces too, so you're not limited to the garden only. Oh, and one last thing, I saw this Bitcoin withdrawal machine. I saw a similar one in Geneva, and I'm not exactly sure how they work, but if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.